Hi everyone, it's Marie from Tatisoap, and today I got a big box, and what I'm going to do is a large, well I consider large for me, large batch of soap. So the first thing is it's a box. I bought it at, it's got some nice writing on the side. I bought it at Home Sense, I think, which is kind of like a Winners for home decoration and stuff like that. And I saw the box, and it's not a soap mold per se, but it will do quite nicely. The first thing I had to make sure though was that the corners were straight, because you don't want the base of your soap to be wider than the top, because otherwise you'll never get the soap out. So this worked out to be a quite nice size box. So the first thing we're going to do is line it, because you always have to line your mold. And I use freezer paper for this. And freezer paper comes with a shiny side and then a not shiny side. And to measure it, I usually get the paper. Oh. Sorry. See, okay. Alright. I usually center my mold on the paper, and I make sure that it comes up to the top. Usually that's plenty of paper to then, when you're on the inside, goes over the top. The sides are a little bit short, as you can see, but that's going to be fine, because once it's inside, it will come up to almost the top of the mold, and then I don't fill my mold to the very top, so it works quite fine. So the first thing we do is we put the paper on top of the mold and center it. Okay, hold on. I need my ruler. Okay. So I find a nice center here. And then I try to make sure that both sides are going to be the same height. That one's 3 inches here. About that. This is a little bit of a finicky thing, but once I've got it going, it's fine. Okay, so we're nicely centered. I then take my fingernail and I mark the inside. So I just run it lightly, enough to make an indentation. I run it along the inside of the mold, just below the lip. Okay. You can also use your index finger. Any fingernail works. Okay, so then I'm going to move this here. I'm going to do this part. What I can always do, I don't know if you're even seeing this bit, I can also make a template, like a piece of cardboard that's the exact inside dimensions of my mold, and then use that to mark it. But this works fine. So I now have a piece of paper, and I don't know if you see the very faint outline, but there is my nail. There you go. My indentation all around here. So I'm going to fold along this line. Okay, so once you've got all your folds, you have something that looks like this. And you can measure just to ensure that it fits nicely. You put it into your mold, and you just make sure that it lines up nicely along the edges. And this one does. Okay. We then are going to make our corners. And basically that entails making a fold diagonally from the corner of these two intersecting lines to the corner. Not necessarily the corner of the paper, because this isn't square, but to make it a nice 45-degree angle here. And the easiest way to do that is to fold it and line up this edge with that edge. So, so this is finicky when you've got a big paper, but so I've got my corner that's here, actually right there, and I've got my fold is here and my line is there. Can you even see? My fold is here, my line is there, so I'm going to fold this, and I'm going to fold it under. You'll see why in a minute. So now I've got a nice edge, and I've just made my first corner. See? Nice corner. So I'm going to do the same thing on all the other sides. Now then, just fold these ends like that, and I'm going to put the paper in the mold. There. We then lift this side up, like so, and I always run my finger on the inside, making sure that the edge of the paper lines up with the bottom edge, and we fold this over like this. Make sure that it's nice and smooth on the inside. I usually use just regular tape. I'll just put this tape there and a piece of tape here. Okay. And as you can see, the inside edges are just above the lip, so it's going to be fine because my soap isn't that high. So we lift this up like this, make sure it's nice and smooth. Make sure it sits nicely on the bottom, that it's not lifted, because otherwise your soap is going to be like that. Okay. You can use masking tape as well. Some people use clamps. You just put some, like those butterfly clamps. Whatever works for you. Now this is a little bit loose, so what I do is I tape this edge up so that, and excuse me, I have to get my glasses now because I can't see that close. Ay, ay, ay. So I'll put a piece of tape here. Try not to get it too low on the paper, because I don't want it to be in contact with my soap. Not that it really makes a difference, but I'm just picky like that. Do this part here, and I have found over the years that the better you prepare your mold, the better your soap is going to turn out. So it's nice to take just a few minutes just to get it all looking right, and then you don't have to worry about it. So this one, oops, a little bit wonky, so I'm going to keep it, there we go, put tape in the middle. It's kind of like when you're sewing and you're putting two, like, sleeves on a garment or something, when the sleeves are, the circumference is a little wider than the opening where you're putting it in, and you just kind of have to work it in. So there, our mold is now prepared. And always make sure this is done before you start your soap, because once your soap is ready to be poured, well, you won't have time to do this. All right, we'll see you later when we start making soap.